I've also used that program with a 21-year-old. So although my initial example was with a 10-year-old who moved into 11-year-old, I've used the same program. I think I might have tweaked one or two of the stories out, but as a 21-year-old, she found it valuable. Again, she was somebody with low self-esteem, low self-confidence, didn't know how to communicate effectively, wasn't assertive, and was having a really difficult time. She works, and she was having a difficult time at work. And her mum was really struggling because she relied on her mum. She was very withdrawn. But, I talked to her about the stories, and I said, it's a story, but take the learning from it. And we focused on the skill that I was putting across. And so I would read the stories, we would talk about the stories, and then we would apply it to her life and see how she could adapt and adopt those skills. So my view is that these stories, this curriculum, this wonderful system works right across the board. There have been instances where I may have been coaching an adult client, and I maybe have just come off coaching a child using subconscious and your conscious mind, and I'll be able to relate the same story because it applies. So the lessons and the strategies in the curriculum are very powerful and can be applied to adults as well as children. And I know the parents have said to me, I wish I'd had these when I was their age. I wish I'd learned what they're learning now.
Yeah, so true, isn't it? What inspired you with a 21-year-old, what actually inspired you to take her through the same program that you had developed for the 10-year-old?
I think because I could see the similarities with the issues or the challenges that she was facing. I listened to the language that the parents use and the language that the child uses, and to me it's about what is it that they need, and the stories they gave what they gave her what she needed. They gave her examples that I talked to the mother about whether there were any learning difficulties, and she hasn't been diagnosed, but she suspected that there is a level of learning difficulties. She's got no label or name attached to it, but I could also tell that there were probably some challenges in the learning development area. So I knew that the system would work for her in that instance, because it would give her the story, would enable her to visualize the skill and to hear it being acted out and played out. Even now when I talk to her, because I'm still coaching her, we can refer to a story. I have to share an example for her to understand it. I can't just talk. So a bit with ADHD, sometimes it's difficult for them to process information and to visualize it, depending on their brain and how their brain is working, but to actually visualize. So the story helps them to visualize what it is you're talking about, and then you can talk about their life, what's going on for them, and to show them the similarities. And that's why I felt that she would benefit from this story as well. So I will always refer to if I'm coaching a young person, probably up to about 21, I will refer to the wisdom system to see if I can use that in some way to support them. But that's part of the beauty of what we do, is that we can tailor the program that we share with young people based on what they need, because they may not need they don't need every story, but what they do need to learn are the strategies the story is trying to show them.